Bon dia, Portugang. To buying. Nice to see you. This is new driving license rules in effect now in Portugal. And I ask, is this really about safety or is it just another short step towards digital IDs? Let's check it out.
A's good, A's good, A's good, A's good. Wicked. It's Portuguese good.
All right, before we get started, I noticed that many of you who enjoy my content still haven't gotten around to subscribing. It costs you nothing to subscribe, but it really, really helps me out. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go and smash it. And if you don't,
that's ignorant.
All right, let's get into it. So this is another story that's caught my eye, and I'll just take you over to the where we go today. Right, so we're over here in the Portugal news, and you can see the headline here: new rules for driver's licenses now in effect. And as always, reminds me a little bit recently in the UK, the government there has been pressing for digital IDs, and they've tried to make out that it's a solution to illegal immigration, and that doesn't make sense. Here, we're trying to make out that the introduction of digital driving licenses is all about road safety. There is a little bit of a way that it may be, but I don't really see how the license being digital makes any difference to information sharing. But let's have a look. So new rules for driver's licenses now in effect. So new rules for driver's licenses in the European Union. Obviously, Portugal is in the European Union, come into effect, allowing 17-year-olds to drive light vehicles alongside an experienced driver, and introducing the digital license as the main format. So yeah, anyone agree with me that perhaps allowing 17-year-olds to drive is not necessarily the first thing you'd think of when we're talking about improving road safety? Maybe I'm being a bit cynical. A bit cynical, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. 17-year-olds driving around on the roads in Portugal as if we don't have enough problems. But anyway, each member state now has 4 years to transpose and implement the provisions approved last month by MEPs in Strasbourg, aimed at modernising procedures and improving road safety. And I may be brave enough to say that 4 years probably isn't long enough for Portugal to implement a new system. So yeah, it's probably never going to come to pass here anyway. I don't know why. I may as well just stop the video now. What do you think? 4 years? You've got to be able to do it 4 years, to be fair. I'm probably being a bit mean there. Last year alone, 19,940 lives were lost on EU roads, the European Commission stressed today in a statement. And this is the problem. See, I'm seeing this. 19,940 lives were lost on EU roads, the European Commission stressed today in a statement. How do these two things link together? How does reducing the driving age to 17 link with this? The EU's goal is to halve road deaths and serious injuries by 2030, with a view to nearing their elimination by 2050. It doesn't say how they're going to do that. I feel like that's going to be like AI-driven cars or something probably, but it seems like a long way away. It's an admirable goal, but let's see how they link. How do these things link together? The Commissioner for Sustainable Transport and Tourism, Apostolos Zikostas, that's definitely a Greek name, isn't it? Quoted in the statement, argued that today represents a major step forward in modernizing the driver licensing system and reducing the unacceptable number of road deaths across the EU. Right. The new driver's licenses can be used throughout the European Union using mobile phones or other digital devices. There we go. So this is this little sleepwalk, this little baby steps towards digital ID that I'm talking about. And you watch. Somehow they're going to link this to road safety, but you tell me. You tell me if it can really be done. After a short transition period, digital driver's licenses will be issued by default in all member states. However, physical driver's licenses will remain available upon request, especially for those who do not have a smartphone or prefer or need a physical document, such as for travel to countries that do not recognize digital driver's licenses. The document specifies. So we all know what's going to happen. It will start like this, and sooner or later it will be mandatory. I'm sure. Let me know in the comments. Maybe you're not as cynical as I am, but I feel like, you know, for sure, this is the sort of thing that's going to be implemented. In the beginning, they're going to talk to us about choice, and then before you know it, it's not going to be a choice anymore, is it? Safety measures. Among the safety measures, a probationary period of at least 2 years is foreseen for inexperienced drivers. On the other hand, the mutual recognition of disqualification to drive will ensure that drivers who commit serious offences are punished, regardless of whether they are driving inside or outside their country of origin, according to the same source. Okay, so let's have a look. Probationary period. So we're going to reduce the driving age to 17 and then add a probationary period. So perhaps they only cancel each other out. I don't know. You tell me. And regardless of whether they, I, to be honest, I'm quite surprised that disqualification to drive. Yeah. Okay. So this is information sharing. We all love a bit of information sharing, don't we? But is it really necessary for us to have a digital driving license for that information to be shared? I'm still not understanding how digital driving license is going to allow information to be shared that's on a computer anyway. To alleviate the shortage of professional drivers, the new rules allow 18-year-olds to obtain a truck driver's license, Category C, and 21-year-olds a bus driver license, Category D, provided they hold professional aptitude certificate. If they do not, you will need to be 21 and 24 years old, respectively, to drive these vehicles. Wow. 18-year-olds driving trucks. I feel safer already, don't you? And if not, why not? Are you mad? Don't you want teenagers driving trucks? Don't you want 21-year-olds driving your bus? Regarding training, the driving test will now include knowledge of blind spot risks. You mean it didn't include knowledge of blind spot risks? I mean, that probably explains a few things. Driver assistance systems, safe door opening, and distraction risk from using a mobile phone. Are you seriously telling me that the driving test in Portugal didn't include knowledge of blind spot risk, driver assistance systems, safe door opening, and distraction risk from using a mobile phone? I'll tell you, funnily enough, when I was out on my walk this morning, I wish I'd have had my camera out because I was counting on almost every car that went past me this morning. The driver was on the phone, not on a hands-free. I'm talking like phone in hand up to the face. The exchange of information between EU countries regarding the seizure, suspension, or restriction of a driver's license is also stipulated with a view to preventing reckless driving abroad. And by abroad, I'm sure they're only talking about within the EU, which, to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised wasn't already a thing. Although, like a lot of people, I have had nasty surprises after I've driven in Spain. It seems very easy there to get a speeding ticket. I don't even think I drive particularly fast, but whenever I come back from Spain, I seem to end up having to pay a fine, and you just have to trust them that you really were caught speeding. I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, obviously those points have never transferred over to my Portuguese driving license. Touch wood, but that seems to be something that's going to happen now. But just to ask, what do you think of this? So first of all, what do you think of 17-year-olds being able to drive? I mean, there is going to be a probationary period. They haven't really explained thoroughly what that is. Just hang on a minute. I'm just going to make my head big. You know me, towards the end of a video, I like to have a nice big head. I like to be able to see my head, fill up the screen in all of its splendor. But yeah, so what do you think about that? 17-year-olds being able to drive? What do you think about 18-year-olds being able to drive trucks? What about 21-year-old driving your bus? At least now they're going to have some training on not using mobile phones and looking out for blind spots and how to open a door safely. I mean, if you don't feel safer with these rules coming out, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you. But anyway, I think I've got to wrap the video up here. If you enjoy this type of content and you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps me out. Listen, if you really want to support me, please consider making a donation to my GoFundMe. The link is in the video description. Or you can buy me a coffee. My buy me a coffee link is in the description. Or commission free, you can drop a tip into my virtual tip jar. I think you already guessed where that is. It's in the video description. If you enjoy the video, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Muito obrigado, amigos. Até logo.